Jean Eric VERGNE, pilote pour DS Penske en Formule E. Là tout de suite un peu malade, j'ai déjà fait des courses dans des états bien pires, donc ce ne sera pas une excuse en cas de non-performance. L'objectif de ce week-end, c'est essayer de marquer assez de points pour que l'équipe puisse terminer 3e au championnat. Mathématiquement, je peux encore gagner le championnat, même si ça paraît assez compliqué, mais terminer mieux 6e dans le championnat, ce serait pas mal, et je pense que je vais essayer de faire le meilleur week-end possible pour marquer le plus de points. J'ai pas eu encore de victoire cette année, donc si on arrive à gagner une course, ce serait super. Il n'y a pas beaucoup de repos, il y a beaucoup de courses qui se suivent, et c'est pas que les courses, c'est aussi les préparations au simulateur, c'est aussi les tests privés, que ce soit en endurance avec Peugeot ou avec DS Penske en Formule E. Donc c'est pas facile, mais après je vais pas me plaindre, c'est aussi moi qui ai choisi de faire ces deux programmes. Je suis content quand je suis derrière le volant d'une voiture, donc je vais être le dernier à me plaindre de ça. Week-end de course, en général, on le prépare au simulateur. Donc au simulateur, on a le circuit qui est scanné, donc les moindres bosses, tout est millimétré. Donc comme un énorme jeu vidéo où on prépare les maps d'énergie, on prépare un peu le setup. Pour nous aussi pilotes, ça nous permet de se remettre dans le bain sur le circuit, parce qu'on a très peu d'essais libres avant la première qualif.
Et donc dernière petite question, qu'est-ce qu'on peut te souhaiter pour la suite?
De gagner plus de titres.
Phil Charles, I'm the Deputy Team Principal for the DS Penske Formula E team, and here today we're in London. You can see under the lights indoors, an amazing track. We've got a little bit of outside, a little bit of inside, and we're just setting up, getting ready for the second practice session, P1. So as Deputy Team Principal, there's quite a few responsibilities, but mainly I'm just overseeing and making sure that there's no big problems. Perhaps people have a little question whether they're not quite sure on a decision, they will come to me, but overall it's just being there for the guys when they have something that they're not exactly sure on the right decision. And normally the team runs itself. Everybody has their positions, they know what they need to do, and they just progress through the weekend delivering on that. It's just when it gets slightly tricky where they'll come and say, "Oi, Phil, what do you think? This is a tricky bit, what should we do?" Formula E, there's lots of curveballs, we call them. There's always things that are changing. You have to keep an eye on your competitors, track conditions. The FIA is regulators. They can spot something and say, okay, we've changed the regulation here because of this. So you always have to be flexible. You have to be ready to react. Formula E is an amazing championship. It's all going on. It's flat out, super exciting, things happening all the time. You need to be ready to conquer those challenges and be really good on the race day in particular. So we come into this last weekend. It's been a really good season. We've improved as we've gone week on week on week. We've actually got the best qualifying stats of all the teams, so that's really, really good. What we really want to deliver is the P3 in the championship. We're currently P3 now, but we've got two teams quite close behind us. We've got Andretti just 16 points, and then we've got Nissan 27 points behind. So we can't quite get P2 and P1 realistically. We're there out of reach on points, but we can make sure we consolidate P3. So that's number one. But number two is we want to go and win some races. We've had some really great qualifying this season. We want to go and win one of the last two races, or ideally both. So I've known Jean Eric for a long time. We worked together at Toro Rosso when he was in Formula 1 many years ago, 2012, 2013 I think, and he's a great character. I really enjoy working with him. He pushes the team hard in the right way to improve the performance, but he's a great guy to work with. You know he gives it all, particularly on race day. He just delivers. He's a race day driver in a lot of ways. He finds another level on those days when he needs it. He can go and squeeze that last little bit out of qualifying, and he always races really, really hard. So a great guy to work with, a lot of fun, big character, but also you can be pretty damn sure that if there's a gap to go for, or the last little bit to get in qualifying, he's one of those guys that will find it at the key moments. So why did I choose to come to the DS team? Well, I had a couple of really good years in another team. We'd achieved a lot, and it was just the point where I thought this is time for the next team to go and work with, the next little challenge, the next group of people. And walking through the door, some great guys on the ground, really, really good. So a really good welcome. Lots of positive things that we've already started to put in place in a quick few short months, and you've seen that delivered in qualifying, really good qualifying results. But in the longer term, we're building a team to win races and win championships, and that's the goal, is to settle everybody into their positions, find some people we can add in and go forward, find the next tech, find the next edge, and win races and championships.
And up to you, what is the best part of being an engineer?
Of being in engineering?
Yeah.
I'm an engineer through and through. I was born and bred, I raced go-karts as a very young guy, so I love to drive. cars or karts, and on the back of that I wanted to understand what was going on. I've always wanted to have the understanding, strip the go-kart, understand the engine, understand what's going on with the dynamics of the go-kart. So for me, right from a young age, I was really interested in that. If you fast forward my career to here, now we get to play with race cars and really amazing technology. That couldn't be more exciting for me. So if you're an engineer with a really big interest and a passion for engineering and getting the absolute maximum out of the engineering, this is the place to be, because you won't find anywhere else where you push the technology faster and you get to race against other people. You get measured every 2 weeks. Isn't that wonderful? See if you're better than the rest, if your idea is better, if your technology is better. This is the place where you do that. So if you're into that, come to Formula E.
And the last one, what can we wish for DS team?
What can you wish for?
Yeah.
We just want to win races, so that's the thing you can wish for us. Get behind us, wave your DS Penske flags, let's go and win and get on the podium and get those champagne wins.
My name is Scott ELKINS. I'm the race director for the FIA ABB Formula E World Championship. We have a big group that works in what's called race control, the building behind us. We have a significant amount of group from the FIA, and then we have a group from the local ASN, which is the sporting authority of the UK. And so those folks help us with all the marshals around the track, and then we tend to focus on the activity that's going on. So it's myself, I have a deputy, and then we also have an operator. We control flag panels around the racetrack. We also talk with the marshals, and then if something happens, we control how to recover the vehicles, how to get them back, whether we send out the safety car, those types of things. Formula E, the promoter, typically does that. It's more of a commercial agreement that they have with cities, and a lot of times they're trying to work with cities who really want to be sustainable and are focused on EV technology. And so that's why we go to a lot of the places we go to. We come in after the city's been selected and after the site's been selected, and then we come in as the FIA from a safety standpoint and validate the track, make some changes, make sure everything is safe. I think good race directors are calm and patient. I think that's the biggest thing it takes. In a lot of ways, you can react too quickly, and I think you have to kind of think through things. So that's for me. That's the best quality.
So you consider yourself as calm and?
I'm pretty calm when things go bad. I don't know. I've been doing this 6 or 7 years, and I think there's only 3 times where I've really got upset. So okay. I think that's okay. Yeah. So in race control, we have a vast amount of cameras, 35 or so cameras that we're looking at all times. We'll either see an incident or a team will make us aware of an incident. We'll take that information and we send it up to the stewards. There's a group of 4 stewards upstairs that then they look at all the information and they're the ones that make a decision. Whether to apply a penalty or not, what type of penalty, that's how that works. It's much more mental than physical. I think, you know, I don't know, yeah, I mean, we're sitting down most of the time looking at TV screens, so I don't know that that's necessarily physical, but the mental load is very high. When we do a double header, so we have a race today and we'll have a race tomorrow, those weekends are quite challenging because you get through everything and then you can try to go to bed and then you have to start over and do everything again. So at least for me personally, that's the biggest challenge, is mentally.
Comment tu te sens pour ce dernier week-end de la saison?
Bah, plutôt bien, on part en 4e position, donc c'est une bonne position pour partir à Londres. Ça va être très compliqué de doubler. Il va y avoir de l'action comme d'habitude. Je pense que les ailerons avant vont être durs à garder. Il y a des mecs qui jouent le championnat pilote, nous on joue le championnat top 3 équipe, donc non, ça va être chaud comme d'hab.
Donc l'objectif du week-end?
Scorer le plus de points possible, gagner la course et repartir en étant top 3 au championnat équipe.
Okay, we just had qualifying day 1, qualified second, so good stuff for the race. Hopefully we can score some good points.
So what are your objectives for this race?
Well, scoring as many points as I can, huh?
Yeah.
Clearly. I mean, starting from the front row is always, it helps, but yeah, we'll do the best we can.
And what can we wish you for the future?
many podiums, wins and points.